Ah, hello and welcome. I am the Awful Chef, and I'm hungry, so I'm going to make some dinner. Those of you who have followed this channel, some of this recipe may look familiar. So, on the burner, had a little fun with the camera. That's why things seem to be moving a little bit oddly. I have half a stick of melted butter. I have here, there we go. Now the camera's working. I have here a buttered casserole dish. I have here an onion I cooked for half an hour before allowing it to brown, and 2 pounds of spinach. There's a little white wine and a little bit of chicken stock in there. And the way you cook 2 pounds of spinach down like that is just one big handful at a time. So I got a dish of spinach. And onions, flavored with a little white wine and chicken stock. One moment, please. Happy weekend. So, what are we going to do with a bunch of spinach? Well, what we're going to do is make a gratin. So, like I said, I have half a stick of butter in there, and I'm worried that pan's a little bit too small. The butter is just melted, not cooked. Now we got to put some flour in there to make a roux. Ta-da! That ought to be enough to get us started. We're not making any tan roux, although you could if you wanted to. I am not doing so tonight. So the butter is coming off the heat while I stir in the flour. This is one of those diet dishes that doesn't seem like a diet dish. We're using a lot of butter. As stated, half a stick. And we are making a heavy-duty cream sauce. There are many dietitians who wonder how people in France stay so thin, and this is how. Because while there is calorie here, there's not a lot of anything else. And so your body takes it and gets rid of it. Okay, we're actually up a little too warm on this. I know this because the butter is bubbling in the middle. And that's not necessarily good. By adding more flour, I'm basically converting the butter into library paste. Or at least that's how it looks. We're going to make a wonderful, lightweight cream sauce. Nutmeg is an option if you choose. I will not be doing that tonight. Okay, I now have something about the texture of pancake batter. There we go. La la la. You can't really see a thing, but it's kind of like pancake batter. So what we're going to do is we're going to thicken that even more with some heavy cream. Okay, I forgot to turn down the burner, but there we go. That's a lot of heavy cream. Coincidentally enough, it's the end of that container. Okay, the butter I used in this case is salted, so let's just add some pepper to this. So what is the difference between spinach gratin and simply creamed spinach? Cheese. Lots and lots of cheese. Okay, now as typically the case, I have added cream to a roux, and now it is almost hardening up. It has literally thickened to the point that it is now a paste. Yes, I encourage you to taste as you cook. That has a bit of a floury taste, a lot of butter, a little bit of salt and pepper, more cream, let's see if we can turn this into a sauce now. Okay. Excuse me. Allergy season is upon us. Okay, I have in this pan beautifully yellow, very thick cream sauce. It is the kind of thing that makes you go, oh my gosh. So let's add a little more heat to that. Now I'm reaching a point where I can add yet more cream, or we can do some chicken stock and save everybody's cholesterol counts. I say chicken stock. Let's be a little bit healthy tonight. Okay. It is becoming liquid again. Okay, I've made too much, which is a very good lesson. But I'm going to use it all anyway. That is becoming one of those things that goes to the soul. Not a lot of strong high notes, but a lot of flavor that goes, oh, that's good. And yes, that does need more stock. Proving that even an experienced awful chef can sometimes have to take some extra steps. We do everything live on this channel. Enjoy it. I'm not perfect. And there will be times your cooking does not come out perfectly either. So when you start this adventure, be prepared. There may be adventures. And as it is that vegetables are organic products created by God, each one is unique. That's right. Even when you're doing a thoroughly rehearsed dish, it can get weird because your vegetables were alive. Okay, I'm actually going to need a spoon. This is one of those awfully evil looking dishes. Here we go. I don't know if you can see how thick that is, but it is going to be a magnificent gratin. Oh, I didn't make too much after all. Granted, I could sit and eat this like oatmeal. Oh, that's going to be perfect. It's one of those things where you just take some heavy-duty cream sauce in and go, oh boy, that's perfect. Well, that is exactly what we have today. Okay. So, there we are. And of course, this is white. There we are. You can see that it's almost, what's the word I'm after? A dough topping. Let's add some cheese. So, as if we needed more calories, let's throw on some Parmesan. How much Parmesan? All of it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or in this case, all that I had left in the jar. So, the whisk to make the cream sauce. All sorts of dirty dishes. And this, my friend, is dinner. There we are. I will remind you that dinner in other parts of the country, or pardon me, other parts of the world, is simply a plate of food. This, of course, would be wonderful as a side dish with chicken. But it would overpower the chicken. So, oh, just nothing's going to fit right today. Now that I've cleared enough to get into the oven, throw this into my handy dandy Costco big box store oven. Yeah, cream, butter, and yummy, I guess the term is phenols everywhere. Oh, and a little hint of chicken stock. Let me go check the instructions on this. Okay, let's bake that for about half an hour, and that should do it. The Parmesan should melt, everything should get together, it should be wonderful. Ta-da! Dinner. So, yeah, it took a few minutes. This is real French food. We're serving it with French bread and maybe some wine tonight. So, that's it. Take 2 pounds of spinach, cook it up with an onion that's been cooking for half an hour and a little bit of olive oil first. Throw in some white wine, to deglaze the pan from the onions. A little bit of chicken stock. That gives you your stuffing. It's not hard. You can do it. It just takes time. You cook the spinach one handful at a time. You just throw it into the pan and keep stirring. Make a roux. Flour and butter. Too much butter. Enough flour to make it thick. Some heavy cream. A little bit of chicken stock to thin it out so you don't end up dying. And way too much Parmesan cheese on top. Serve that with some French bread and a glass of wine. You got yourself a nice dinner. So that's it. I am the Awful Chef. Please remember, this is social media. Or pardon me, yeah, social media. Do that social media thing and subscribe. That's it. Thank you and goodbye.